Most of your games in Honor of Kings are not clean, perfect wins. They aren't the highlight reels you see on TikTok where everything goes right. They're messy, they're chaotic. Maybe your jungler fell behind early. Maybe your mid lane is feeding their brains out. Maybe you lost 2 towers before the 5-minute mark and suddenly the game feels completely unwinnable. But here is the truth that separates the hard-stuck players from the legends. Some players still win these games, consistently. They don't win because they're lucky. They don't win because they have better teammates. They win because they understand how to carry through macro.
But before that, I found a cheaper way to get tokens. Normally in the official store, you pay 99 cents for 80 tokens. But on Buff, it's basically half price, around 50 cents for the same 80 tokens. And the best part, you don't even have to enter your UID. Just log in using the same Gmail linked to your game, choose the pack you want, pay, and the tokens arrive instantly. Super simple with multiple payment options. Link is in the description or scan the QR on screen. The discount is already applied through my link, which can be up to 50%.
Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to turn a defeat into a victory when the odds are stacked against you. First rule, stop playing normal. When your team is behind by 3,000, 5,000, or 8,000 gold, you cannot play the game normally. If you play a normal game while behind, you will lose 100% of the time because the enemy is simply mathematically stronger than you. What do most players do when they start losing? They panic. They fight more. They force desperate plays. They chase a kill into the enemy jungle trying to come back fast. The result? You fall even further behind. You feed the enemy more gold. You lose the game faster. The correct mindset is to slow the game down. You have to become the most boring player on the map. You avoid equal fights because on paper, those fights aren't equal. The enemy has more items. You look for trades, you focus on survival, and you wait. Real example, your team is down 4,000 gold. Your teammates see the enemy mid laner in the river and they immediately engage. That is a mistake. Instead of joining that suicide mission, you stay in your lane, you farm, you push a side wave, and you stay alive. You survive, you scale, and you wait for the enemy to get bored and make a mistake. When you're losing, minion waves are your only lifeline. They are the only thing keeping the enemy from marching into your base. Your goal changes when you're behind. You need to keep the waves on your side of the map. Don't overpush blindly into the dark. If the wave is in the middle of the lane and you don't see the enemy team, do not touch it. The correct play, last hit safely. Let the wave come to you. If the wave is near your tower, the enemy has to overextend and put themselves in danger just to farm. This is called freezing the 1-1 wave. Why does this work? Safety. You are farming under the protection of your tower. 3. XP and gold. You aren't missing minions because you're dead. Punishment. The enemy gets impatient. They dive. They mess up. Because you kept the wave close, you turn defense into total control. Trade, don't fight. This is the biggest mindset shift you will ever make. Losing players try to fight everything to stop the bleeding. Winning players trade everything to even the score. The Tyrant trade. The enemy team starts the Tyrant. You know they are stronger. You run in, try to steal it, get stunned by the enemy support, and die. Now they have the Tyrant and a kill. While they are busy with the Tyrant, you take their top tower. You steal their jungle camps. You push a wave. You lose the Tyrant, but you gain permanent map pressure and gold. You reduce the enemy's lead by gaining value elsewhere. If you cannot win the fight, win something else. If they take the Overlord, you take a tower. Never let the enemy take an objective for free. Let's talk about your real comeback tools in Honor of Kings. If you're behind, don't force a contest. It's better to let it go and farm than to die and give up a tower too. This is the enemy's biggest tool to end the game. If they take it, do not fight into the Overlord wave. Your only job is to clear those vanguards safely. Stall the game. The Overlord buff loses value every second that passes. If you survive the Overlord wave without losing a high ground tower, you've basically won that exchange. This is where the magic happens. Even if you are 10,000 gold behind, at the 20-minute mark, everyone is starting to reach full build. The gold gap starts to matter less. One good fight around the Tempest Dragon, one catch on the enemy marksman, and you can push straight to their crystal. Late game equals one fight decides everything. When you're 5,000 gold down, you do not win by running down the mid lane and initiating a 5 versus 5 team fight. That's not a play, that's a donation. You win by catching the enemy off guard. In Honor of Kings, there is a psychological trap called winner's arrogance. When the enemy team is ahead, they get sloppy. They stop grouping. Their marksman starts farming your jungle alone because they think they're invincible. Their jungler tries to push a side lane without the support. This is where they are most vulnerable. This is your window of opportunity. You need to use the bush gank strategy. Even if you've lost map control, you still know where the enemy wants to go. They want your buffs. They want the next wave. You and one or two teammates hide in a bush near your own jungle buff or a mid lane choke point. Use your information advantage. They can't see you, but you know exactly where they're heading. When that lone arrogant carry walks by, you hit them with everything. Delete them instantly. Now, the game is a 5 versus 4. The stronger team is suddenly terrified. They've lost their main damage dealer and the map pressure shifts instantly. One pickoff leads to a free overlord or a tower. This is how you flip a game on its head, one isolated kill at a time. Here is a secret that many low-ranked players don't realize. When you are losing, time is actually on your side. Think about it. As the game drags on, everyone eventually hits level 15. Everyone eventually reaches 6 full items. At that point, the 10,000 gold lead the enemy had, it doesn't matter anymore because they have nothing left to buy. The power gap closes naturally as the timer ticks up. If you can just defend your high ground towers, the enemy team will get frustrated. They will start making hero plays to try and end the game. They will dive your tower without a minion wave, or they will take a risky Tempest Dragon fight while you have the defender's advantage. Your only job is to stay calm and wait. Don't try to force a comeback at the 12-minute mark if you aren't ready. Stall the game. Clear the waves. Let the victory come to you. The longer the game goes, the smaller their advantage becomes. If you want to stop seeing that defeat screen, you have to stop sabotaging yourself. Here are the 5 combat killers you need to delete from your gameplay. 1. Fighting while behind. Stop taking fair fights. If it's a 5 versus 5 and they have more items, it's not fair. You're going to lose. Only fight when you have the numbers advantage. 2. Overextending. Don't walk past the river without vision. If you can't see the enemy jungler on the map, he is waiting for you in that side lane bush. 3. Ignoring waves. I see players chasing a kill through the jungle while their crystal is being hit by minions. Stop! Kills don't save the game. Clearing the wave does. 4. Panicking. Losing a tower is not losing the game. Losing a tyrant is not losing the game. The only thing that matters is the crystal. Stay focused until the very last second. 5. Chasing kills. A kill is worth about 200 gold. A lost tower costs you map vision, jungle security, and permanent gold for the enemy. Stop trading towers for kills. It's a losing math problem. You don't lose because the game is unwinnable. You lose because you panic, you rush, and you take the wrong fights at the wrong time. High elo players, the ones pushing for 100 stars, they stay calm. They play slow. They understand that in solo queue, there is always a mistake. Whether it's an overextended marksman or a bad tower dive, the winning team will eventually give you an opening. Your job is to be ready when it happens. If you learn to master these macro comebacks, you will start winning games that feel impossible. You'll be the player that carries the team, not with flashy fingers, but with a superior brain. Stop trying to force a comeback. Start creating the conditions for one. Now, I want to hear from you. What is your biggest struggle when your team is losing? Do you find yourself fighting too much just out of pure frustration? Do you keep getting caught in your own jungle because of poor vision? Or do you just panic the moment you see the enemy at your high ground gates? I'm Solo Zag. Stay calm, play smart, turn the game around. If you're ready to level up your game even more, let me know if you want a guide on how to close games without throwing, or maybe a deep dive into positioning for marksman. Drop a clipper in the comments and let's go get those stars. See you in the gorge!